What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Palantir. I want to go over some of the data points, what's been coming up from the company itself, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So pre-market, it is up 0.07%. I'll give you a further update because the market's opening in roughly around 1 minute. So I'll give you an update to that in a second. But ultimately, what got it so popular yesterday, closing 11.25% in the green, even extending it to roughly around $30 this morning, it was this news. So Palantir and Microsoft. And this is ultimately the news that the analyst Daniel Ives was talking about roughly 2 weeks ago. So this is going to lay the foundation for Palantir to really just propel to the next level. And conveniently, speaking of Daniel Ives, he did give a new rating. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of that. So Daniel Ives, Wedbush, did give a $38 price target, so up from 35. And so yeah, I think that's pretty good. He did, in the past at least, mention that $50 is his bull case where he realistically does see it. So I don't know if he's going to jump on and do an interview today, kind of elaborating on how it's not 50 anymore. It's potentially a lot higher than that. So we'll just have to wait and see. But it's interesting how the relationship and correlation between Daniel Ives and Palantir is. I brought this up in the past. Normally, analysts don't have that much influence on the stock price, but when he speaks, Palantir says, and the stock price says, how high? How high do you want us to go? So it's kind of interesting dynamic. I'm not here to complain about it or anything like that, but at the same time, looking at the Elliott Wave technicals, so it does have a pivot point of $23.80. So for as long as Palantir stays above that, then it is anticipated to get to that 3160 range. So I see that as very, very feasible, especially given where we are at right now. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Market just opened and it is doing a lot of good things. So up 0.51% right now. When it comes down to shorts, currently they are returning 385,000 shares. So I think a lot of bears have really pointed to Palantir just saying, hey, this is like overdone, not really justified. But then again, sometimes logic doesn't always play a part. And yeah, so they're kind of admitting defeat somewhat already. So 3.87% of the free float's being shorted. So obviously Palantir is not that heavily shorted from the get-go. On a side note, and just for transparency purposes, I'm just covering this more so for analysis purposes, not because Palantir is a squeeze play. So again, kind of distinguish the difference between that. But 74.94 million shares overall are being shorted, and that works out to be $2.21 billion. So kind of crazy stuff. Utilization 1.63, and then short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is 31.82. Looking at options from yesterday, there was 70 or almost $80 million in premiums. Crazy stuff. 63 from calls, 18 from puts. I'll kind of refresh this in a second just to show you what is currently happening, although the market's only been open, like I said, around like 2 minutes now. So 1.73 million in calls, 149 in puts. 56% of all the options so far this morning are optimistic and bullish. And this is the kind of layout from yesterday. Again, I'm not going to hit refresh just so you guys can kind of see it right now, but people are anticipating for it to be above $30, quite a lot in fact. And I'll just hit refresh so you guys can kind of see what's happening today. Same goes, kind of similar layout to yesterday, but lower volumes as of right now. So still a lot of consensus for it to be above 30 by the end of today, and as well possibly by next week. Looks like up to around 31 next week. So kind of good stuff when it comes down to that. Big money has been getting into Palantir. These are all the transactions that did occur yesterday. So a lot of buying. So a couple big ones, 1.4 million, but based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, anything that does show as a ask is a entity that is buying. So pretty good stuff if you ask me. Right now with it at 29.52, it is trading between this R1 and this R2. So 29.08 will be the strong support, and then $30.18 will be that next strong resistance slash target. So pretty good stuff. Just to quickly go back over to IBKR. The latest Morningstar report, I don't believe has changed. It did come out tail end of last week, and it still does show $16 being the fair value for Palantir. So once again, take that into consideration overall. Moving quickly back over to here for a second. So you do see it is still higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, very bullish deviation looking at stochastic, and number of retail investors are getting in. So Palantir, a lot of exciting things are happening. So in reality, technicals are pointing to roughly around $32. Shorts closing is a very bullish point, and options is very bullish as well. So definitely it is going to be a fun time as a Palantir investor. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This promo has been extended up until the end of August, so take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. So with all that said, appreciate all of you watching.